hey, what's the biggest bird in the world? He says, pigeon.
Someone gave him a script.
I'm happily married, you know?
This is on script, not off script.
You forgot your marriage date.
Yeah, all women are moody. I think everybody's moody.
I see people with faults themselves, yet they want a perfect partner.
The responsibility that they have. We also have responsibility as well.
Man, you're not married to KFC. You're married to a wife.
Oh, help her with this, help her. But who's going to help me when I'm outside? Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Off Script, most authentic podcast in the world. Here you are with Mr. Rook.
You're here with Anonymous, Mr. Anon.
And the main man, Mr. Rush.
Man, I'm here with these guys, but my energy level is so low. These guys are dragging me here on a flipping weekday, straight after work for a flipping podcast. What's wrong with you guys, man?
What does he mean we're dragging him?
Man, dragging me, man. I was relaxing in bed. It's my time off.
Man, come on, man. And first of all, why are you copying my mask?
Oh, you are a snitch. That is snitch energy right there. This is my mask.
Rush, back me. Who had the mask first, me or him?
Tell the
Both.
truth. What?
Thank you very much.
No. Okay, who bought it first?
You bought it first.
Okay, and then who wore it first?
And he copied you.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
So how did we buy at the same time?
Whoa, he who? He copied me or I copied him?
So Anon copy.
Man, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to cut.
Nah,
Anyways, guys. First of all, why are you complaining? We're doing the best thing we're doing. It's a podcast. I thought we were all happily talking with friends.
Nah, man, I was happy in bed. I had plans, man. I was going to go out, do a quick shopping before I went on holiday, man.
Shopping?
Listen, don't question me, man. I hate shopping, and you know this. I just wanted to go and get it over and done with. Now I got to do it tomorrow.
He didn't want to do shopping. He was forced to do shopping.
Man, you gotta do stuff.
I wonder who forced you to do shopping.
Oh, man. Stop baiting me out.
There are about 8 billion people in the world, right? Yeah. Half of them, the other side, they're the ones that love shopping. Not us males. It's the females. They are the addicts when it comes to shopping, man.
That is so sexy.
Sexy or sexist?
Sex system.
I said they love shopping. He said, ooh, that's it. You know what?
No, I retracted.
No, it's all right.
No,
we're gonna.
We cut you off.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna make a show out of his video. That's so sexy. So all right. Speaking about women.
Yes.
Are you married?
Alhamdulillah. Yes.
So that's a yes.
That's a yes.
Let me ask you the second question. Are you happily married?
Alhamdulillah. On majority of the time. Alhamdulillah.
All right. Let me ask you the third question.
Go on.
Off the camera now. Are you happily married? No, the camera's not. Yeah, like, this guy's a snitch, bro. He wanted to get me in trouble in front of the camera. He wanted to get me in trouble in front of the camera by saying copy my mask, and now he wants to get me in trouble at home. Hey, cameraman, turn it off. Are you happily married? So that's a no.
La, alhamdulillah, man.
You're happily married.
It is recorded, you know.
We're not live at least, you know. This not gonna go up, right?
Now, bro, we're the most authentic podcast for a reason. And now you wanna do cuts?
Yeah, you wanna do cuts.
What's wrong with you?
Let me ask you this question from you, Rash.
Right.
Are you married?
Yep.
Before the dinosaurs, man.
Wait. When did you marry?
So basically,
Please don't tell us before the dinosaurs went extinct. You got married after that or before the Jurassic period?
I was walking in the evening.
Okay.
And I saw back then was a woman walking the street doing some jogging and running and so she was walking and there was a guy that was about to rob her.
Oh.
Yeah. So she thought I was a good guy.
Okay.
And when that guy saw me, he decided to walk in another direction, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she kept following me as I was walking towards where she was living.
Yeah.
And that's how it happens to be, you know.
So just to break it down.
Just how we get to know each other.
Yeah. I just want to break it down for the viewers because obviously you were so passionate, you were reliving that memory.
Yeah, like this guy really
so basically, you got a friend, you gave him a bit of money, and you said, "Hey,
go and like pretend you're gonna rob that woman. And when you're about to rob her, I'm gonna run in. Hey, leave her alone. And she's gonna say, "Oh, my Prince Charming," and that's it. That's what it was, right?
There was no setup.
Man, come on, man. This is like that.
There was no setup.
This is true. This is a true story.
It's a true story, yeah.
And that's how you got married.
No, that's how we get to know each other.
Oh, guys, you ever see someone about to rob a woman, about to shoot the woman, about to, do any crime, be there. Wear your Superman cape, jump in, boom. You're going to find a wife. Mr. Rush to the rescue. And that's it, you're going to find your wife. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Man, don't ask me now, man. After that exciting story,
you don't have an exciting...
I ain't got an exciting story,
How did you get married?
Through family, friends. So my father and my wife's uncle, they've known each other. Well, they knew each other a very long time ago.
Yeah.
And then my father knew my requirements. And I think he found out through him that he has a niece and blah, blah, blah. So it was through friends, family friends. Alhamdulillah. It's very boring. It's very
simple.
It's like a very traditional.
Can I ask you something?
Hit me.
So you say your father knew.
Yes.
Your
wife's uncle.
Yes. So with there some value that you were non-negotiable in getting the kind of woman that you want, or was it just?
No, that's a very good question. Actually,
it's too personal. I know it's too late
it's fine. It's fine. I think my father knew what I was looking for in a woman, all my standards. So when he heard about her, she might have sounded extreme to others. Maybe the uncle was complaining that, "Look, my niece is extremist or whatever." Yeah. And then maybe he got that idea like, "Damn, that's perfect for my son." Yeah.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? Because the world that we live in right now, we have certain requirements. And through those requirements, it's easier to pick your spouse. The more strict you are, I believe it's easier to pick your spouse. What about you, man?
What do you mean, what about me?
How'd you get married?
Sorry. I forgot for a second I was married,
Did your father?
No. Man, I didn't have the Mr. Rescue the Woman kind of story, and I didn't have connections with my father. Because my father, every time I told him, "Hey, find me a wife," he said, "Go find it yourself, man. You're old enough, man. You know what? You want me to change your nappies for you too? Go find it yourself." So me, I was like, I had one important criteria. Of course, a woman has to be beautiful. She has to be religious. She has to come from a good family. But for me, I didn't care that much about the family. It was more good looks and religious. But the most important thing, the mahr.
Yeah.
The first question I asked, what kind of mahr you want? If the number exceeded...
When you say mahr, what do you mean? Some people don't know what is mahr.
Mahr is like, in Islam, when a woman is to marry, she has a right of, they call it dowry, I believe.
Yeah.
Dowry, right? Dowry. So she says a number, and then you pay that money to her as a dowry. It's like an insurance for her to keep.
And that money belongs to
her only, exclusively to the woman.
Okay.
That's it. So I was looking at a woman who will either say, the trend of, like, my mahr, I want it to be a surah of the Quran, or I want mahr to be a kitten, or I want my mahr to be some flowers. So I was going in that category. I was filtering out women, beauty, religion, and then they would say £20,000. I'm like, man, £20,000, man. Even if I sold my kidney, I wouldn't get £20,000 at this rate, at this economy. So I went for a woman that asked for a low mahr, and alhamdulillah, I got that. And that's how my marriage happened.
Okay.
Damn, financials, man. So financial plays a big part in getting married.
Financially, of course. If Mr. Rush was financially stable, he would still have his hair. He was using them cheap shampoos and his hair fell off. So yeah,
he told me he was bald before he got married.
No, he got bald because he was using cheap shampoo. He was using them 20 halal shampoos.
When did you get bald?
I started to cut my hair short as a bald person.
No, your hair fell off.
That was a fashion at some point, some time ago.
To be bald?
Yeah, I was.
A couple 100 years ago.
I was dribbling. I was a basketball player, and every time I look at Michael Jordan on those days, Michael Jordan was bald, so I said, I need to do.
I want to be like that guy.
That guy, So
he went for the looks, not the skill. That's it. It just looks.
No, I got the skills.
You play basketball?
No, yeah.
When?
Back then.
With who? With the dinosaurs? Who were you playing basketball?
Man, in high school, I play basketball.
Man. Oh, I never knew that about you. Thank you for...
Yeah.
But before... We'll make a whole new episode about our personal lives because this is interesting. I'm finding out new things about you. But again, I want to help our viewers, our young, miskeen viewers. How can they go about and finding a wife today? What can they do today in this day and age? Rook, since you're from the 21st century, not the 20 BC. Let's start with you.
Okay.
What advice would you give to those people currently on how to find a wife and what should they do?
Man, before getting married, which is a very good question. Before getting married, I think they need to know a sense of responsibility. They need to have that sense of responsibility. How are they going to look after their wife? Like, if they have mood swings, how are they going to handle that?
How are they going to handle a moody woman?
Bruh, because it's very common to have a moody woman.
All women are moody, right? It's okay. You can say stuff. You're not gonna get in trouble. We'll bleep out that part.
We'll bleep out that part.
It was that question directed to me?
No. It's a discussion. It's a discussion.
It's a discussion. Yeah.
I just wanted to know because you're staring at me like I'm wrong. All women are moody, right?
All women are moody. I think everybody's moody.
He wants to be, Mister.
He's a Superman 24/7.
All human beings are moody.
Man, come on, man.
Okay, go on.
Yeah. So what do you mean by responsibility?
Like a sense of responsibility in terms of looking after them, knowing that they're emotional and being patient and having sabr on that, having the wisdom that to make the right decisions majority of the time.
Not just for themselves, for the other part as well, right?
Of course, because you have to make decisions for them. You have to make decisions for yourself. You have to make decisions for their families, your family, for the household you live in. Man, it's a lot of responsibility.
A lot of responsibility, man. That's why some of my beard hair is turning grey now.
So this question was directed to Rook.
Yeah.
And it was based on how do you go about finding a spouse?
That's true. That's true. How do you find a spouse? At this day and age, how would you go about finding a spouse at this day and age? What do we do? Do we go around looking for robbers and thieves so we can save the woman and get married? What advice can we give to those?
I think everybody, like what the previous answer Mr. Rook gave, I think everybody is looking for certain kind of woman based on the values that appeals to him. So you spoke about beauty.
Yeah, very important, right?
Yeah, but there are other values where like trust, kindness, emotional, intelligent, all those kind of things. Probably people, they look at and say, hey, maybe religious, spiritually inclined with your spirituality, you know what I mean?
I don't know what you mean because honestly, that answer you gave, it was a very good answer. Maybe after I hear it like 3-4 times. Yeah. But my TikTok viewers, the TikTok generation, they want a 15-second answer.
Sharing believing system. Maybe that could
having same morals.
Morals,
values. So beauty, kindness, intelligence, all of that.
Culture,
all characteristics.
The closer.
But how do they find that? His question is how do they find that?
Women don't walk around with a meter on their head that says 99 intelligence, 25 emotional, 17. How am I gonna know if a woman is intelligent? How do I even go about finding a woman?
Yeah.
How? Do I just stay outside in the streets and I scan?
Well, some people have done that.
I know.
Yeah, some people have done that.
No. Let me tell you a funny story about how to find a woman. So when I started practicing, I was with my friend. And he was like, hey, we need to get married. And I was like, how to get married? And he was telling me how the Sahaba would go. And if they see a beautiful woman, they would say. So as girls would walk past him, he would just stare at them. And he wouldn't blink. He was just staring at them, walking. And I told him, I said, man, shouldn't we lower our gaze? He says, man, I haven't blinked. I said, what do you mean? He said, the first look is halal. It's okay. So this guy would just stare. He wouldn't blink because the first look is halal. And he's like, nah, she's ugly.
Nah, that's
not. And he's looking.
You're chatting.
I'm telling you, I had friends like that. I'm telling you.
So do you just stare down a woman like this?
He was staring down a woman. He's like, I haven't blinked, so the first look is halal.
Yo.
So he's just staring and he's like, no, she's too ugly. No, she has a big nose. No, she's too short. So this was him scouting for women. But this is not practical,
of
right?
Course not.
Because you're just looking at appearance. And some women, they can look like Mark Henry in real life, but with makeup, they start looking like models.
They'll look like Rush afterwards.
They start looking like Rush in the beginning. They start looking like models at the end. So it's a very dangerous thing.
I was trying to call you good looking, but he turned it down.
No. He is a very handsome man in his own way.
It's too late now. It's too late.
I'm sorry. We'll cut that out.
Does he look sorry?
No, it doesn't look sorry.
We'll cut that out. Cameron, cut that out.
Okay, so one of the ways, as you mentioned, could be through friends, family.
Yeah.
Okay, which
is what you did.
Yeah, and I think I'll now always promote it. My older brother got married the similar way. Recommendation. And to be honest, that inspired me because I always thought I would find my spouse.
Yeah.
And then when I saw how my brother done it, it inspired me to follow that.
And it's an easy procedure?
Extremely easy.
How? Okay. I'm intrigued now.
Go on.
So what about you tell your family, I want this person, I want a person who has these values, blah blah blah. And then they set up a meeting, like you go to meet the family, and then you finally meet the girl, and then you say, like, nah, how do you reject it now? All the families have to. What kind of excuse do you give now?
Not only,
like everyone's met now, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So what excuse do you give to your family, like now, or her family? Isn't it a bit embarrassing?
It's awkward. But the thing is, the advice I'll give is to have a look beforehand, but I don't know if that's practical.
To have a look beforehand?
Yeah, have a look beforehand, but that would be the best way, but I don't know if that's practical.
That's right.
Like, or go check where she's working, go have a look, but at home, because if you're going to go to every single girl's house, you're going down to 30, 40 houses, I don't like, that doesn't give a good rep to the guy as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like and another thing, I believe it shouldn't be like that. It should be like, there is no attraction, there's no physical, I didn't find that attractive, or I didn't like this about. We have to be straight up.
No, because we can be straight up, and I can handle it. If a girl says, I'm not attracted, I don't give a damn. But if you say that to a girl now,
yeah,
she'll have a panic attack.
Man, what about our short...
You're the reason she's committing suicide and writing letters.
What about our short kings, sometimes women reject them. Hey, he's religious, he's got good characters, he's just a bit short. It crushes their...
You just read my mind now, because I want to bring that point.
Right, because I do see...
There was a story of a woman who was approached by many men.
Yeah.
And every time the men propose, and she will tell her father, bring that man over. I want to offer him a cup of tea.
Yeah.
And then the first man came over, had a cup of tea, and the father came to her and said, hey, we need to give the answer to the people. And then she said no. Second person, no. Third person, she said yes. That's going to be my...
Why?
So what happened is she used to hate people drinking tea without using a saucer. And this guy, every time they get a cup of tea, they will drink out of...
Man, what kind of tea is that? Who drinks tea like that in one go? What about that? He's like, they drink tea. He's just down there.
So she prefers somebody to pour it, and drink it from the... Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. In some cultures, they have tea. I'm just going to use this as an example.
Yeah, they have a little...
Yeah, they have a tea and they have a little cup. It's like those... They put the drink in there and then go like that.
Man, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
So,
I know exactly
if a woman rejected me like that, I promise you I'm going to find 100 other faults. I'm going to find 100 for one of her molar tooth was crooked. I'm going to find...
Just make it up at that point.
You know what it is? This is the problem with today's generation. People are so picky.
Yeah.
People are so... They are so deep into this, I want to find a perfect man and a perfect girl. They keep on doing this. Next thing you know, the guy's 35 and he's still single. The girl, she's 35, she's still single. Her biological clock is ticking. And she's still trying to... And she's still what? She's still trying to find a perfect man. This is the problem. Come on, man.
And what do you think that is happening? Why do you think that is the issue?
You know what it is?
Yeah.
Social media. False expectations. Because social media, it's showing you the perfect of everything. For example, we are the most authentic podcast. So when we have bloopers, we just keep it. Mm-hmm. But other people, you will see them record something, delete, record, delete. They're with their spouse. He will do the proposal like 7-8 times before he posts it online. So now everyone's looking at it. Oh, what an amazing, perfect proposal. That's what I want.
Yeah.
But in real life, it's not like that.
Yeah.
Rook, what do you think?
Man,
what do you think?
I completely agree with you. And it's also to do with having loads of options. In social media, there's 1,000 guys and 1,000 girls. You're literally scrolling through, picking your one up. Yep, she has blonde hair. Yep, she's got green eyes. Yep, she's got brown eyes. Yep, she's Phelan short. All of these expectations and all these options. Why would you not want the perfect wife or the perfect husband? Yeah, he needs to have curly hair. He needs to be 6'1".
Because
So much options.
there are so many options. That's true. But remember one thing: you don't have a perfect being there. In your mind, and social media has given you these false expectations that someone can be funny, intelligent, religious, beautiful, everything all in once. What do you have to offer as well? Are you someone who's perfect? I see people with faults themselves, yet they want a perfect partner. How is this reasonable?
It's not fair.
Yeah, it's not fair at all. But that's the world we're living in, and what you see is, like you say, social media has portrayed a man to look certain way, a woman to look certain way.
The filters are portraying everyone to look like models.
So if you don't have six packs and you don't have some defined muscles, you know what I mean, and that is just part of the whole process. We're not even touching the economic pressures.
Economic pressure. The perfect marriage.
The big boy toys. The bling bling. We never even touched the
big weddings.
Yeah.
Feeding 400, 500 people. Having... This is a big calamity.
I don't want to live with my in-laws. I want to have my own car. I want to have a mansion. The husband must provide me with a house, even though the father doesn't own their own house. What are these expectations?
You're speaking about what the females want. Look at the men these days. I want a wife that can cook, that can babysit, that's intelligent, that can work. They want robots.
Man, they said I don't want her to go to the gym, but she needs to have the perfect body.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense. Like all of these expectations, this is why the young generation, they're getting married later and later and later. As we go, you're getting guys that are 40, bold. I think even Turkey can't save their hairlines no more. Still looking for the perfect
marry
partner.
6 wives then. You have a model, one is a chef, one is a cleaner, another one is a doctor. I don't know what
Islam stopped at 4. He wants to go to 6.
That's how difficult it is to find the perfect wife.
You know why? Let me tell you something. Rush is still talking about the prehistoric times where to get married, you just need a cucumber and 4 apples. You give it as mahar and that's it, you got married. Today, if you look at the average mahar and the average... For example, we're in Saudi Arabia, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys know what the average cost of a wedding here is? Do you want to take a guess?
I know the mahar is pretty high. I know the mahar
Just
goes into
a wedding. Just a wedding.
I don't know about the wedding.
Do you know how much a wedding
mahar
costs?
1.2 million.
Man,
what the flip? Where'd you get that number
what
from?
What kind of sheikh are you looking at? I'm talking about average. It's about 250,000 riyals.
Just on the wedding.
On the wedding. That's the average today.
Yeah.
This is why it's so hard.
So without the mahar, without that,
just 200.
Just the celebration.
Yeah, 250,000 riyals. This is the
flip. Are they flying with a helicopter?
I don't know. I think they're landing hot air balloons. I don't know what's going on. So this is a big calamity that we have. Like, first it takes you this long to find the perfect partner. And then you have to have that much financial power to find a partner. I mean, to keep the partner. Oh, speaking about keep, okay. I just want to summarize something for the viewers just before we go off. Guys, if you want my advice, go through recommendations. Find someone yourself if you can. Don't be a creep. Don't stare without blinking, and to say, oh, first look is halal. You can look, find them yourself. Third, you can go to the mosque. A lot of people register at the mosque.
Yeah, mosque is good. It's a
See?
good option.
And what's the fourth? Fourth, I would have said something fourth, but that's prehistoric times as well. Back in the days. Oh, interesting fact. Back in the days, like 1,000 years ago, it's not just guys proposing. There was also times that women would propose.
Of course.
So if a woman saw a man that she was interested in, she would have like pebbles with her, like small rocks. As she's walking, she would drop a rock on the floor. And if a guy follows her, she knows he's interested now. And then she would keep on throwing these pebbles all throughout the way until she gets home. And then the guy will follow her home, knock on the door. Boom, the dad will open the door and he will say, I'm interested in marrying your daughter or your sister or something. So there were those ways. Those golden times are gone now. Today is a lot more difficult to get married. Yeah. So you mentioned something about financial. Or was it him?
This guy here.
Of course. When he says financial, you're talking about cucumbers and apples. When we talk about financials, now that you have found a wife, how do you keep your wife happy? What do you do? Well, how do you keep the wife happy or keep a wife?
Well, right now my wife ain't happy, man. I was meant to take her shopping, so I can't really talk.
So
you guys forced me here.
So what do you have to do?
Now I gotta go. Now I have to go and sit down. Maybe speak. My game time is reduced. Not game time, but me time. me time is reduced. Now I have to go make it up. Maybe say and communicate. You know, like I promise. Nah, stuff. I don't play those games, man. So I have to, give her more spending time together. Maybe take her shopping on the weekend. Maybe spend a little. What about you, Mr. Anon? What would you do?
How to keep a wife happy?
How to keep a wife, man.
So how to keep any woman happy? I have 3 tips.
Yeah.
I was gonna write a book and sell these 3 tips, but I'm gonna just say it now. Tip number 1, guys: learn how to lie, a white lie. If your wife wakes up and she looks like a half-mutated zombie, and she asks you, "How do I look?" you better tell her, "You are the most beautiful woman ever." You better lie to her.
Yeah.
If she says, "How do I look?" she could be the fattest woman ever. You tell her, "You look amazing, perfect." So learn to lie. Number 2, selective hearing. You know how usually women go on and on and on and on, non-stop. Blah, blah, blah. Just learn selective hearing. Block out the noise and just, oh, really? Wow, no way. These key words, they're very important to keep a woman happy. Number 3, do not react to the bad food. If she cooks any food for you, no matter how bad it tastes, you taste it, that was amazing. And then go out to the second wife's house and then eat the other meal. That's what you do. That's my 3 most important tips on how to keep any woman happy.
Damn, I wish I knew this, 2-3 years ago, man.
Yeah.
Speaking about multiple wives, do you promote having multiple wives?
Yeah, I think in this day and age, you can either.
Why is your voice gone so low? Like, did you get scared that much that your wife's gonna beat you up when you answer these questions? Where's the energy?
Yeah, you give advice to people, and you didn't give us a chance, or at least
that's why I'm giving you the chance.
I need a chance to give advice to how do you keep your wife happy.
Oh, you wanna get.
So it seems like you leapfrog it. Don't you want me to?
Of course I do. Go. How
Yeah.
do you keep the wife happy?
I think first and foremost is to build trust. That can build a very strong relationship.
I see.
Yeah. Secondly, share responsibilities. She's not your housemaid. She's your wife.
Yeah.
So if you can wash the dishes, do it, man. If you can mop the house, mop it. If you can cook.
Exactly. And guys, if you can't do that, just say you're allergic to water.
Yeah.
If you can't mop, say I have a shoulder injury. So you're not saying no, but you're still, oh, my shoulder, I would have loved to. I used to mop all the time.
Yeah.
I got a shoulder injury.
Yeah, so share responsibility. Sometimes it's impossible for her to do
Everything
things that you're expecting from her. You create a pressure. I got home and the food will be ready. Man, you're not married to KFC. You're married to a wife. So don't expect you go to KFC. Everything is ready. So those are my tips, man.
Those are your tips. Yeah. What about you? What? Share some tips at least.
Man, I was listening to Rush, but the responsibility that they have. We also have responsibility as well. But no one gives me a chance to take a break.
Tell me more. Exactly.
You know what I mean? Help her with this, help her. But who's gonna help me when I'm outside?
Who's going to help you when you're working?
Exactly.
Your wife's not going to come and, lay bricks with you or teach with you.
Exactly. I think responsibilities are good to share, but not everything can be shared. There's women roles and there's men roles.
Yeah.
Man, I don't ask for her help with my shit.
Yeah.
I can do some of the stuff, don't get me wrong, but it has to be a special thing.
Yeah.
But the special thing is, I'll get you a maid for this weekend.
Oh.
I'm not gonna do it myself, but I can spend the money on it.
I can get someone else to help you.
You know what I mean? Or the cooking. No, you don't have to cook. I will cook by ordering food.
So what's your final advice for the audience? What advice would you? I gave my advice, my 3 important tips that I'm gonna write a book about. But what about you? What tip do you get? How do you keep a woman happy?
Be consistent.
Be consistent.
Be consistent. If you...
So consistently lie.
Yeah, no.
Consistently lie. Damn,
you wants to get me in trouble. No.
So what?
So be consistent in terms of the love that you give. Be consistent in it. If there is a task for you, be consistent in it. You can't be switching up because the women are already confused.
Yeah.
One day you're moody, one day you're not. No, I'm not gonna wash the dishes today, but I'm gonna wash it tomorrow.
Yeah. Just be consistent. I'm allergic to water.
I'm allergic to water. I'm not touching the water. I'm not entering the kitchen. I'm not entering the kitchen.
Yeah, I'm allergic to the smell of the kitchen. Be consistent on it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
so some tasks I will never ever do.
Yeah.
But I'll give you an alternative. Yeah. She don't want to do it. Don't do it. Whenever you're in the mood, do it.
Yeah. That's a very good tip.
You know what I mean?
That's a very strong. I'm gonna implement that now with my lies and with my other manipulation.
No.
You know?
And the first 2-3 months are the most important in a marriage. Yeah. Whatever ground rules you set, that's gonna be fixed forever. What about you?
What about me? Oh, you want another tip from me?
I want another tip, man.
3. Okay.
No. I want you to. Do you agree with my last one?
I don't disagree at all.
Good.
I agree with you completely. But since you asked me what about you, I'm gonna give tip number 4, guys.
Go on.
This is the most important tip. This is a secret tip. Rush. Yeah. You better listen. This applies to you. So tip number 4: never do something that you enjoy and tell your wife. So for example, if you want to go out with your friends, you don't say, I'm going to go out with my friends all excited. Because the minute she hears that, she's going to say, hold on, you're going out without me. You're having fun without me. She's going to kill you. She's going to say, you got to play it like this. Man, I hate going out, man. These friends of mine are dragging me every day. What can I do? Man, they're dragging me every day. She would say, it's okay. Just go this time and tell them no.
I hate going to the beach. I hate doing the barbecue.
Every time I go to the beach, you know what? This is the truth. Anytime you guys tell me, let's go to the beach, you know what I tell my wife? Man, they're dragging me to the beach again. I hate the sand. She goes, so don't go. If I don't go, man, they're going to talk about me. Can't do that. I have a name to hold. I have a name to uphold. So every time she talks, I'm like, I don't want to go beach. You know, I'm so upset. I'm sitting in that bed like, I don't want to go beach. My wife quickly makes me food. Here you go. This will cheer you up. Here's some lemonade. Drink it before you go beach. She applies the sunscreen on me.
You're going to get me in trouble because that's literally what I done 2 weeks ago. You're actually going to get... But the thing is, I actually don't like the beach. But you're going to get me in trouble.
That's what you do. Anything you like, you better make sure you hate it in front of your wife.
Really?
Like, so today I went Wingstop. Shout out to Wingstop.
Yeah.
I went Wingstop. My wife said, hey, you went Wingstop without me? I said, it was so bad. I hate wings. But she forgotten that I love wings, you know? So anytime I order anything, I tell my wife, hey, I hate this stuff, but I ordered it for you. You see, so anything you like, make sure you don't share it in front of your wife. This tip number 4, most important tip.
Damn, man, you're going to get all of us in trouble.
But the one question I asked and Rush straight away, like, didn't even answer it.
What was
and he
that?
started shaking and he started panicking and sweating. I said, is it good to have multiple wives or should you stick to one? This is off script now. You can't lie. You're under oath. So you better tell the truth.
Yeah, I think by nature, man likes to have multiple wives.
Ooh, tell me more.
Yeah, that's the truth, you know.
Men like that. Is that true, Rook?
For sure. Yeah, I know you're trying to get me in trouble, you little snitch, but this guy's been picking on me all day.
Man, I need this guy to be out of the house for a bit, you know? I need him knocking on my door. Hey, I got kicked out. Can I have some food? That's what I want from this guy, man. He's always cocky at home. So having multiple wives is a bonus.
If you can afford.
That's what I was waiting for, man.
That's
cucumbers
and apples ain't working no more. You need proper money.
Yeah. The number of women also outnumber the number of men.
So what should we do?
Marry them all?
Marry them all?
Why not?
It's like Pokemon's gotta catch them all. What are we gonna do? Like, women outnumber men. What should I know you mentioned the fact, right? I want to stay on topic. You mentioned the fact. I said, should we marry more? He said, there are a lot of women. Well, you want to capture more. How do we even marry at this day and age? Like multiple. Man, I'm dying to pay the rent with one. How am I going to pay 2 rents now?
So if you had the financial stability, you would get another one?
Without a single doubt. If I had money in my bank account, I'll be married tomorrow. You know why? Because if my wife cooks bad food, I no longer need to lie to her and say, this food tastes amazing. I'm just going to tell her, you know what? She cooks better than you. Ooh. Create competition. You know, now she's like, he just came from the wife number 2 and he's so happy. I got to cook better. So every day you're going to have new meals. So what do you think? Do you not agree with that?
Man, even if I had the ability, even if I had the money, I would never get a second wife.
Yeah.
I don't have the time.
What do you mean you don't?
I'll have no me time. me time when I come home and I relax, and then you're telling me to come here. I'm already struggling with one wife. Now I have no time for myself. Man, I need time for myself, man. I just like chilling by myself. I have my own office room that I go to after work. I need like roughly 2 hours to just sit alone and process my whole day. Now you're telling me I'm gonna have none of that time.
Yeah, of course you gotta make some sacrifices to keep 2 women. It's hard.
Yeah, man.
But the hardest thing will be selective hearing. You go to one and she's talking, and you say, "Damn, that's
so interesting.
That's so interesting. Wow, wow, that's amazing. No way." Sometimes my wife says, "Are you even listening?" I said, "Of course I'm listening." She says, "Say what I said." I don't remember nothing. I just remember the last word she said. Like my auntie's cousin. I'm like, "Your auntie's cousin, man, what are you talking about?" She goes, "Oh, sorry." I'm like, "Come massage me now, like, for accusing me." So I get free. So that's very important.
Eye contact, I think.
No eye contact.
Nah, I can't do that.
Eye contact. I'm on my phone. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm reading. Continue. I'm trying to multitask like you." So she goes, "Okay." So I'm just reading the article, and I hear my auntie's cousin. I'm like, "Yeah, your auntie's cousin, man. That's crazy." Just keep on scrolling. Last thing she says, just repeat it. So that's what. But I am very pro multiple wives, guys. Very. Because right now my wife says,
I'm just saying, not for me.
Yeah.
Not for me, but.
Because my wife right now, she tells me, "You'll never find someone like me." Now, how can I prove her wrong? So if I had 2 wives and she says, "You're not going to find someone like me," I'm like, "Well, she did it better. She cooked me better food." Now she's going to get jealous. And I want to create this competition. Because I think without competition, there'll be no growth. Ooh. But the only thing that's killing me is the financials. It's being broke. That's the hardest thing about second marriage is money. Back in Mr. Rush's time, a few cucumbers and apples, and you could have had a second. The third, some goat milk, and you could have had a third. That's it. Where's he coming from?
I think very much got to do with the kind of lifestyle that you live, okay, and the kind of wife that you want to add into your profile.
Yeah.
So if the wife is not high profile, you don't need to have a lot of money to have a second wife.
But why would she marry a bum? If she's high profile and you're low profile, why's she gonna marry you?
No, instead of
drunken love.
So you go save her like what he did.
No. Some women they don't have high
expectations.
Yeah, high expectation. They don't live high life. Maybe some of them come from the rich family as well.
Yeah.
Man, they just want to be the Superman in their love story. You know how Mr. Rush was?
Yeah.
They want to be the Superman in their story.
But you know how you said lifestyle? It's strange when you say that, but I'm thinking of one example. We do have a colleague, okay? Mm-hmm. Now, this brat doesn't even have ACs. And he's like, "I want a second wife. I want a third wife." I'm like, "Bro, you don't have ACs in your house. How are you thinking about second and third?" He's like, "Allah will provide." Now, what do I say to a guy like that?
Tie your camel, mate. Tie your camel.
I think the second wife comes in, no AC, she'll leave. She'll leave through the gap of the AC. You know, that little window AC, she'll jump out of that. So it's very difficult. Very, very difficult financially. But if me and Mr. Rush had money, we would have married right now, second and third. Right, Rush? At least be with me in that. Man,
I'm just getting formal. I don't even want a second wife. I don't want to miss out.
So.
Nah, I still won't do it because I know you guys won't do it. We're going to be broke forever, guys.
Man,
we're going to be broke forever.
We got to go back to South Africa or go back in time into Mr. Rush's time. Take a few cucumbers with her in a time machine. Poof, and then second and third and fourth wife.
I don't know. Where did you hear that story?
Because you always talk about cucumber being healthy, so I thought maybe that was the mahar. Guys, I think we've been waffling too much.
Man, I'm so tired.
I know you're tired and you want to go home and do shopping, but guys, listen carefully. Like, subscribe, share, hit the notification button. And I swear, if you don't subscribe, I'm not going to make dua that you get married. That's it. So I'm going to make dua to my subscribers only. May Allah help you guys get married once, twice, thrice, whatever you want. So thank you very much. I'm out of here.